Hello, so this is my last evening in Prague. It's been 3 months and a week of travel, and I'm heading home tomorrow morning back to Oregon. It actually has felt kind of long, although it's certainly been an enjoyable time. Learned a lot of things, especially in Asia. What I wanted to share, though, is a very, very, very favorite place of mine, not just in the Czech Republic, but in the whole world. I've spent a lot of time down here where I'm at right now. You can probably hear the church bells in the background. That's Týnská Church in Old Town Prague. And I've posted many, many photos from down where I'm at in the past, but I haven't done a video. So I wanted to share this with you and actually, do a panorama and explain a little bit about what's down here to just make it a little bit more real. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm on Old Town Square in Prague's Old Town. That's Týnská Church, behind these Renaissance-era facade buildings that is chiming right now. Now, this square is quite large, and I want to give you a sense of the beautiful pastel painted buildings. It's about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening now, and the sun's getting low, so the shadows are starting to get long. And here is the famous Gothic church, the clock tower. And right in front of me here, it's kind of blocked by the sun. I don't think I can shield it from you. I might have to go get another angle. You can't really see it very well, but that's the statue of Jan Hus, who was a church reformer about 100 years before Martin Luther. Probably most people don't know that. We in America think of Martin Luther, not Martin Luther King, but Martin Luther, the church reformer in Germany. Jan Hus preceded him, and just beautiful buildings here. There's a much better view of the statue, and there's benches in front. People are always out here, so you can tell there's a lot of activity on the square. And I actually would have shown you this a few weeks ago when I first arrived, but there's often stuff going down here, and it was like right after Easter. The Easter market was taking up almost all the square. There's another beautiful church on the opposite corner. Let's see if I can focus on that. It's right behind the sun. Sorry, you can't see that very well. And maybe a little bit better view of the clock. The clock is chiming right now. It's 6 o'clock on the hour, and if you can see down below, you can't really tell very well. Let's see if I can zoom in. There are throngs of tourists down here. Every hour on the hour watching the clock, which is kind of around the corner, but there's a little mechanical display that comes out. You can easily see much better videos of the old clock if you search YouTube. It is the sort of thing that travel bloggers and influencers will absolutely display. And we have a bubble man out here making bubbles for the kids. Again, there's always something going on down here. You can see all the activity. Probably most of these are tourists. That's very, very busy. There's usually like these odd little vehicles and stuff will come out here. Sometimes the police will stop by in a vehicle, but essentially it's a pedestrian zone. On the back side here in front of the church is a museum dedicated to Salvador Dali and Mucha, who's a well-known Czech print artist from the late 1800s, and Andy Warhol. I've been in that museum, but not for quite a few years. I don't recall Dali being in there at the time. I think that's new. And I just walked closer to the clock to show you the pedestrian street that runs down the side of it, there's another small square that's actually a triangle behind behind this very beautiful the decorated building here. Behind that, there's a triangular square, a small square, and the Hard Rock Cafe is back there. It's also pedestrian. But I zoomed in because I want to show you guys something that's always very special to me. If you look above the walkway of the buildings on the left, I'm going to try and point it to you, see if this works with a chopstick. Right? Let's see, where is it? Here, sorry, here we go. Right? You see this drain pipe? That window to the right of the drain pipe used to be my office. December 2007 to early February 2010. That was my office window, and it's just a wonderful memory, especially in the winter. The radiator there, the radiator heater for the room was right next to my seat, right below that window, and it was so warm that even though it would be snowing outside, especially after everyone else had left the office, I didn't mind the draft. It was actually refreshing, and I would throw the windows open. And but maybe some days I would work later than the others, and the snow would be falling outside, and you'd hear the clop, clop, clop of the horses with the carriages, which I'm not seeing on the Spirit today. Maybe they don't do that anymore, but they ran that for many years. And it was just kind of a magical experience. Felt like a Dickens setting, Christmas Carol. Just absolutely wonderful. Anyway, that's where my office used to be, and just really had to share this with you. I never get tired of being down here. Every time I come down, there's a few changes. There's a new Starbucks over there that didn't used to be there. All the streets that run off it are interesting mixes of restaurants and bars and tourist shops and actual proper businesses that locals use. A little bit better view of Tinska Church as I'm a little bit farther back. And there's this other monument in there. I always forget about that one. And the Jan Hus Memorial in the background. And now that it's bought by the sun, a little bit better view of the church with a little park in front of it. And then this right here is the Gothic clock, which I'm right in front of you. Just can't get it all in. Actually, if I zoom out a little bit, no, it already was. And it's also kind of a museum. You can go inside there and look at the mechanics that run the thing. If you also notice over just to the right, it's a little hard to tell in the video, but right over here, there's a jagged edge to this building. The reason being is that where all these trees are at, that used to be all the continuation of that same building. It used to be the old city hall, and it was destroyed in World War II, right at the end of World War II. I think actually there was a battle there between the Nazis and the Russian army. I saw that on YouTube a few days ago. Anyway, there we go. Old Town Square and the historic Gothic clock. Just an absolutely beautiful place that I just love coming down here. And the past few times I've been back to Prague, I've been planning on my last night just being down here for one more time to take it all in before heading for home.